This is HRTV Rewind, taking a look back at the racing week.
What about the Whitney? It's a stepping stone for who? A breakout race for somebody coming up?
Well, maybe Flat Out. Maybe Tisway.
Maybe.
Maybe the horse you like.
Flat Out to prove it was no fluke.
Right.
Sunday worked really good. Real happy with his breeze over the track. Came out of the breeze good. Everything's good. I think it's a wide open race. I mean, everybody's got a good shot to win. Everybody's got a good shot to run good. I think it's a tough race and a wide open race.
When we saw that the racetrack came up awful sloppy, I thought it made good sense not to take a risk in getting this horse injured. We were just kind of looking to get a comfortable two-turn race into him, and you threw the variable of an unsafe racetrack, and he's never run on an off racetrack. You know, this was our fallback plan. He certainly fits with these horses. He's doing very well, and you know, we'll see. Maybe it just turned out to be a blessing. We hope we get a good draw, and the rest will play itself out.
We're happy with the part. He's the same all the time. He's been a very consistent horse. He trains very aggressively. But I do think he's been extra comfortable out here on the big racetrack at Saratoga.
Finally got over his feet problems, and that's as sound that he's been on his feet for a long time. He kept getting better. We only got beat 2 3/4 lengths in Stephen Foster, which is a good race. He just got it all together in Suburban, showed that what he really is.
Doing everything that I want him to do. Just, I mean, he's just as happy. You know, this is his base. This is where he's kind of stable 6-7 months a year. And, you know, hopefully, you know, he runs to his looks and to his talent.
The Met Mile winner's in front. Tisway's got a 3-length lead. Flat Out's coming after him. It is Tisway in front and Flat Out, and Tisway was terrific. Tisway wins by 2.5 lengths over Flat Out. Close for third, Giant Oak or Friend or Foe.
Richie rode him just tremendous. I mean, I told him, let him fall out of there. You know, don't take back. I said, let him do his thing. And Richie knows him like a book. And he will go a mile and an eighth. Needless to say, everybody said he couldn't. He will go a mile and an eighth, and he'll go a mile and a quarter.
Tell us first about your book, The Spa, Saratoga's legendary race course. What was your impetus to put this historical account together?
Well, I've been working for the New York Racing Association, looking at their future capital projects for nearly 3 years, and I needed to understand about Saratoga, given the historic nature of the track. And we gathered so much information about how it had evolved and how it had developed, and we thought that it would be nice to put it together in a book. There's lots of books about Saratoga, naturally, about its racing and some of the social aspects of it, but we thought something about the place itself would be, you know, a nice thing to do.
On the outside, Caleb's posse coming hard, and they're coming down to the finish. It will be Caleb's posse, the longest shot on the board to win the Amsterdam. Redeemed was second, Wine Police third, Justin Phillip fourth. Be Bullish getting away from them now. Mine Swept on the inside, followed by Six Flings. I.E. Boy moving late on the outside, but I.E. Boy is really coming with a flying finish. Can he get Be Bullish? Maybe. Coming to the 8th pole, pulling away from the field, leads by 5 with a furlong to run. Then Beat the Blues and Champagne Doro, all behind the classy and consistent Tar Heel Mom. She scores here by almost 6 lengths at the end. Trap Shot still in there with a fighting chance on the outside, coming with the final try. It is still Sean Avery, a tenuous lead. Trap Shot continues to close at him. Kelly Brachoa down inside. It is still Sean Avery. Trap Shot, a last gasp lunge. A photo finish. A photo finish between Longshot, Sean Avery, the hard-charging favorite, Trap Shot. Returning to the winner's circle is Sean Avery, trained by Alan I Win Ski.
It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. It really is. there just isn't enough words to say that. And the race itself was just so exciting, going right down to the wire. I mean, head and head, going down. Just, are we going to get there? Are we beat? And he just hung in. The horse hung in, and the race was just an exciting race. Besides the fact that, it was my first Grade 1 winner, and that means a lot to me as well.
Tricks in the City, who hits the 8th pole at 25-1 with a 4-length lead. Tappett's Fly trying to get to her, evading Tampet, coming late on the outside, but time running out for them all as Tricks in the City took them wire to wire and will pay $50 to win. 1 furlong to go. Bold Hawk nearly. Kindergarten Kid continues to battle away. Sanagas coming on the far outside. Down to the finish. Bold Hawk short lead. Sanagas continues to close and goes on by.
I thought Awesome Bell would get to her, but being on the rail, and the rail wasn't the best place to be. She spotted an advantage there because it's more work there. It was a little deeper on the rail, and she got away bad and had to use a little bit early. So those marginal factors probably cost her, but she might come a running again. She doesn't need to be that far back. So if she breaks good, we might have even more horse at the end. So I'm very optimistic with the two of them, and they were breezing partners before, and they're kind of used to going head and head. So keep my fingers crossed.
Red Bud Road takes over from Montessa G, who is trying to fight back along the inside. Queen Drama's now moved to third. She's erratic, but still has a chance. Red Bud Road, Montessa G, Queen Drama, these three down to the line. Red Bud Road in front in the Desert Vixen.
I think you can trust him to run back to that, and he is figuring things out, and he had some valid reasons in the early races, but he was learning, and I think that was a real indication of what kind of horse he is. And I look for him to run back big again, and we'll see how he sizes up with these others. But Eddie Police's horse ran a big race and won by probably around 10 on a speed favoring track on some of the speed day. We weren't on a speed favoring track, and we're pretty much eased up coming to the wire and never felt the stick, and he does know what the stick is. So I'm looking for a big race, and got my eyes on Marty Wolfson's horse. Bolt Zapper is this speed, and Police is this speed. So we'll see. Only one horse can get to the lead, and we don't know who's going to try to go to the lead. So it's going to be an interesting race.
Here comes Fort Loudon down the grandstand side. St. Pete is also still in there. Fort Loudon widest out. He comes calling for the lead. 4 Obi, Bolt Zapper now back to third. It's Fort Loudon in front. Fort Loudon will give Jacks Are Better both legs of the Stallion Stakes.
You're watching HRTV Rewind.
Down to the final 16th. And it's Kid Kate clear by 3. Katie now, and on the far outside, Ayla Leah between horses, Belle of the Hall. Kid Kate the winner. Belle of the Hall second. Katie now third.
She was a horse for the ages. She achieved things that had never been done by a filly. There were 2 chapters in Rachel Alexandra's racing career. Initially trained by veteran Hal Wiggins, the daughter of Medaglia d'Oro was a stakes-winning 2-year-old.
How impressive!
That was a mere peek of what would come from this magnificent animal. Rachel Alexandra launched her 3-year-old campaign with spectacular victories in stakes at Oaklawn Park and the fairgrounds.
Rachel Alexander geared down by Calvin Burrell.
There was talk in the press that Wiggins and the filly's owner and breeder, Dolphus Morrison, should run her in the Kentucky Derby, but they opted for the conservative route. As the overwhelming favorite in the Kentucky Oaks, Rachel Alexandra was breathtaking in her record-breaking performance.
She's going to destroy this field. Oh, Super Filly, you bet.
At the wire, 20-plus lengths separated her from her nearest rival. Shortly after the Oaks came the news that she was privately purchased for an undisclosed amount by Jess Jackson of Stone Street Stables and Harold McCormick. Now in the barn of Eclipse Award-winning trainer Steve Asmussen, Rachel was readied for her biggest challenge yet, the Preakness Stakes. Although Asmussen and his crew had precious little time to familiarize themselves with the newest member of their stable, the extraordinary filly acclimated quickly to her new surroundings. With her regular pilot Calvin Burrell at the controls, Rachel Alexandra won the Preakness over Kentucky Derby winner Mind That Bird. She was the first filly since 1924 to win the second jewel of the Triple Crown.
And the filly did it!
More record-breaking performances followed. After becoming the first filly in history to win the Woodward, which also marked her third victory over males and her first against older males, Rachel Alexandra was put away for the year. A passionate debate ensued. Who should be the 2009 Horse of the Year? Rachel Alexandra or wildly popular Breeders' Cup Classic winner, the undefeated Zenyatta? Rachel won the battle, but when she returned to the races in March of 2010, some wondered if her ambitious 3-year-old campaign had taken something out of her.
Rachel Alexandra's second two. Zardana plays the spoiler.
She never quite duplicated her amazing sophomore form, yet she still won 2 stakes before her connections announced Rachel's retirement that fall. Rachel is now carrying a colt who will be born in 2012, a result of her mating with another Jackson-owned Horse of the Year, Curlin. If this colt is only half as good as her mother, racing fans are in for a treat.
Who has the most pressure to pass the test at Saratoga?
Well, I think Turbulent Descent.
I think so,
She
too.
got beat once, but you don't want to get beat twice in a row. The mud we gave an excuse for that one. No excuse.
You get one. You get
no
one.
excuse this weekend.
Scott, you're a perfect 2 for 2 at today's 7 furlong distance, and this is a very classy race, and your horse looks to be an absolute trip horse with, if not a lot of speed and a couple good pressers. How are you seeing the race shaping up?
Looked at it the same way, is that we actually want some speed, and the scratch I'm not sure is totally to our advantage, but we got a great post. Speed looks like it's inside, and we can just sit off it. That's kind of the game plan.
And Turbulent Descent rolls right past Roman Treasure, who had very little to offer in the last furlong here. Turbulent Descent. Oh, this is a sweet filly. Turbulent Descent scores an absolutely decisive victory here in the test stakes over Pomeroy's Pistol and front-running Roman Treasure.
The sale looks like it's going to be tremendous, and it looks like TaylorMade is going to be well represented.
I appreciate it. We've got 18 horses up here, and we feel like we've got a really good, consistent group, just really, really good physical conformation horses, and I think, we've got the makings for a really good sale. At the top, the horses that I think kind of check all the boxes for the really top-end players would be, first of all, number 56. He's kind of a no-brainer when you look at him on paper. He's out of a young AP Indy mare that's already the dam of a Kentucky Derby winner, behind Medaglia d'Oro, who just happens to be the sire of this year's Kentucky Oaks winner, who was already out of an AP Indy mare. So it's a proven cross, and it's a mare that is phenomenal and one of the best mares in the world.
Let's talk about the upcoming phase of Tipton sale at Saratoga. I'm assuming you're going to be part of that. What's your sales circuit, if you will?
Well, unfortunately, as a pinhooker, we have to try to buy wholesale and sell retail. So certainly the upcoming Saratoga Select sale is always a dream sale for us when we're able to purchase a horse out of there. It's probably not made the consignor happy because we are wholesale buyers. In order for us to resell, we have to buy it at a price that we think we can make money on. We are supporters of that sale, but we're heavy supporters of the New York preferred sale. In fact, a Fleet Indian was sold out of that sale.
And George Brennan, the Minister of Speed, brings her on by Bold and Fresh at 24-1. Bold and Fresh staggering late Lady Rainbow's flying late, but Bold and Fresh has enough to pull off the Hamiltonian Oaks upset.
Worked out perfect. I left out of there. Yannick left around me. Pierce moved to the lead, and Timmy was up there first up. Luke comes second up, and I was just able to sit forever. There's nobody outside, so sat till a little bit more than the middle of the last turn. Got out behind Cry's Dream, and top of the lane. You know, when I tipped off Cry's Dream, I said, you know, I might have a little shot here.
Man of many missions on the outside, keep off stride. Man of many missions is off stride. It appeared it affected Whiskey Tex to the wire. That leaves it all to Broad Vaughn, the Minister of Speed, and he's on Autobahn.
Every horse that took the front end today got beat, and I was extremely worried. I didn't even dare tell him that the front end didn't hold up. And when I saw the 56, I said, thank God. The Hamiltonian people couldn't have picked it any better on the buttons they gave us. He's a big locomotive, and he kept the steam going.
You're watching HRTV Rewind, taking a look back at the racing week.
14e victoire du groupe 1, la 4e victoire de l'Opéra Rothschild et la 100e victoire du groupe 1 d'Olivier Pellier. Deuxième place pour une remarquable sa présence.
And we have been pursuing Goldikova from the minute she won her third consecutive historic Breeders' Cup Mile, and she is right on target for a fourth. Well, she won her seasonal debut, the Prix d'Espagne, just as she had a year ago, then finished second to recently retired Camford Cliffs at Ascot in the Queen Anne. But her 14th Group 1 win came on Sunday in the Prix Rothschild for a historic fourth time. And Freddie Head was elated.
It's great. We went according to plans. We had a lovely run. The leader did his job, and then she passed and she quickened like she does every time. And at the end, you know, she just knew her work was done, so she stopped. Ascot is a very tough course, very hard mile, and then of course Canford Cliff was in the race. And I think she was a bit sharper today. I think in condition, maybe I wasn't hard enough with her before Ascot, I think, and she may have need the race.
Well, Goldikova will now face the Prix Jacques Lemoyne field, but if the rain comes, there's a chance she may have a rendezvous with Frankel in the Queen Elizabeth II.
This is very, very exciting. It's an international competition. First question that comes up, the Irish have won the last 2 years in a row. Will the Brits rally this year?
Well, who knows? I mean, the races have been structured to be incredibly open and to give every jockey a theoretical chance of winning, and therefore every team. I mean, a few years ago we had conditions events in this, and it really didn't work because you could get a very unbalanced book of rides. So I suppose with the new format, which we've had for the last couple of years, and the Irish are always winning, it might say something about the Irish jockeys.
Well, we're looking at the teams right now. Missing are any American riders. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, there's a very good reason. There's a couple of very good reasons. Saratoga and Del Mar.
Because this is going to be a wide margin success for Sarsar. Sarsar it is who wins. On Ile de Ré will win. A 1-2 for the Greys with Wolford Treasure. Second home, more valuable points for Paul Hannigan. Dungannon has swept through the lead for the rest of the world. Now out in the clear and really flusting home's Medicean Man, but Dungannon got first run and it's crucial. And at the line, Parlour Games will win, probably a 1-2 for Ireland. Averroes for Marco De Muro, who's got this one, and Averroes is pulling right away in the closing stages. Desert Law, another 1-2 for Ireland here. It's going the way of Marachi Music for Fran Berry. Marachi Music won the last. In second was Desert Law.
Ireland have won again for the third year running. From that last race, that was. Ireland had 70 in the end. Great Britain had 63. It was 57 for the rest of the world and 50 for Europe.
Battle of the X's at Del Mar today. Chantal Sutherland versus Mike Smith. Jeff, does the horse matter in a match race?
Yeah.
Yeah? Does it?
The horse is going to matter the most, I think. Both, of course, Mike and Chantel, very capable riders. But things change during a match race. They ride a little differently. I think it's going to be fun. I really do. I know a lot of people think it's a little cheesy, but I think anything that can put people in the seats and talk about horse racing and get columns on the front page of the LA Times, I'm for that. So
I know you don't have much experiences with exes in racing, but what are your thoughts on this? If you were in a match race against your ex, do you change the way you ride?
No, I think she's got a key step ahead here. She's drawn on the outside so she can just stalk him. I've actually ridden against my ex, and I think the first time I rode against him, he almost put me over the fence. So that really probably should have told me how well my marriage was going to go.
So when you talk to Chantal, do you get the feeling that she's riding on behalf of all females against Mike Smith?
Yes, I do, Aaron.
Mike Smith and Chantel Sutherland all set for the Battle of the Exes. And away they go to a perfect start. Mike Smith definitely wants the early lead. He's sending Joker Face along. Chantel Sutherland's had a go to the whip, but I'm afraid Parable is not really responding. They come for home. Mike Smith shakes the reins now at Joker Face. Joker Face is clear by 4 lengths. Chantel Sutherland riding for her life on Parable, but he just doesn't have it. And Mike Smith, too crafty, too experienced, and Mike Smith has won the Battle of the Exes on Joker Face. Chantel Sutherland tried as hard as she could, but Parable just didn't have it.
Just a little bit of time left. Let's put a bullet next year drill. How many Breeders' Cup quality individuals are in West Virginia this weekend?
I'm not sure if there's any, but maybe the winner, whoever he may be.
Now Prayer for Relief sees daylight. The leader Rush now down to the furlong pole by 2.5 lengths. In second is Prayer for Relief, followed by Sheriff Cogburn. But it's Rush now inside the 16th pole. Here comes Prayer for Relief. Prayer for Relief dives up, gets up to 1.5 lengths. Second home was Rush now. 3 of them there for third. Infratini, Awesome Bet, and on the inside was Sheriff Cogburn.
Josh was really proud of riding, and he was also really proud of his truck. He loved his truck, and he had his girlfriend. Josh had a lot going on for him. He was just overall, happy with himself.
Josh's life was going a little kind of fast, and I kind of want to slow him up a little bit. And I said to Josh, why don't you go hunting with me? And he said, well, I'm on the favorite today. I need to go ride at Mountaineer Park. I said, no, I need you to take off and just come out hunting. We're driving to where we got to go in Bataska to go deer hunting. And he's chewing his dip, and I'm sitting over in the passenger side. And he said, Dad, God gave me a gift. He gave me hands, you know that. And I looked out the door again saying, oh, here we go. But we ended up going hunting, and when we came home and he said, I needed it. He said, I was just getting serious and getting kind of lost in the fog there, and just try to slow him up a little bit, and he was very happy of it.
That's all for Rewind this week. Here's a look at what's coming up next week on HRTV.